is Halloween in 13 days. Ooh, spooky. 13 days? 13 days. We'll go with 13 because then, ooh, ignore. You can tell which hand I was using to record and which hand I painted. I made my Rapunzel dress. And I thought, that's not very Halloween-y. I know what's Halloween-y. The Carrie dress. As of today, I got the material for said Carrie dress. Now you may think that's fine, you know, because it's 13 days. I work 2-3 times a week, and my sister is getting married at the end of the month. So, I don't know what the title of this is going to be, but I need to get cracking with making this dress, because I need to make it, model it, and edit the video and have it uploaded by Halloween. I would start the dress tonight, but I have work tomorrow and I'm going to my sister's house in like an hour. So I could start now, I suppose. Wish me luck. After admiring all of the goodies that I got from the charity shop shopping that I did, I got the 2 curtains that I found, and I realised that I didn't want the metal rings at the top because I wasn't going to use them for curtains. I was going to use them for something else, and they're like the rings that you put the pole through to hang them up. So I just cut off all the material that was around it and ended up with 2 panels of material. So I lied them down and I cut out 2 triangular pieces, and I then put them together right sides together, pinned along one of the sides, and I sewed it in place. I added a zip. I've never added a zip before, so I think I did it very wrong, but it turned out alright, so if I must have done something correct. But I got it and I put it on one side so that the top of the zip was in line with the top of the skirt. I then pinned that in place down the side. I then got the other side of the skirt, matched it up with the top, pinned that in place, took it off my mannequin and sewed it along both of those seams. I then got the bottom of the material where the zip was and I covered it over to hide the bottom of the zip, and I sewed down, or no, I pinned it actually first, a new seam. I pinned it, then put it through the sewing machine, and then I cut off all of the excess material. Got the dress, the skirt part. I've got a zip that you can see if I wasn't so reflective. But then I just now need to make the top part, which I'm going to try and do now. I knew how to cut out the bust part of the dress, but I didn't know what size to cut out. I didn't want to cut it too small or too big, so I got a sports bra and I put it down for a general idea of how big to cut it, and I cut out a slightly curved Pythagoras theorem triangle. I then got 2 pieces of fabric, folded it in half and sewed along it to make 2 straps that I would then add to the bust part to keep the dress up. I paused skinned for you, so that just shows how much I care about you guys. But I have boobly boob bits, strappity laps. I'm going to try and figure out how to put these onto here without any boobage showing. It took me about 30 minutes to realise how to make the strap seam seamless from the cut piece, and I did this by putting it with the longest bit sticking out from the bottom of the 2 cut pieces, and I sewed them right sides together before flipping it inside out with a little sticky bit kind of sticking out from the top, and it made it look seamless. I then sew them together about 2 inches in the middle where they'd be in my chest. I then added 2 cut pieces from an old bra inside before I matched up the seam from the middle of the bust part with the middle of the skirt, pinning it in place, making sure that it would be in line, and then sewing it in place. I put the sleeves so that they'd fall in the back of, so that they go over my shoulders. I then created a hem and pinned it in place before sewing it. When I tried it on, the sides were quite baggy, So I got a needle and thread and made very big stitches and then pulled it so it kind of ruffled on the edges to help keep everything encased when I was then wearing the garment. So I have made the dress, essentially. The only thing that I need to do is hem it, as you can, because like it's a bit uneven, so I need to go through and chop with scissors. Oh wow, my brain is not, I'm really explaining everything in great detail today, aren't I? So I need to get it, and I just need to chop off some of it to make it even, and then I'm going to hem it, and then in theory it should be ready and done, and like that's it. I put it on the floor where the seams are so that the one side was the front of the dress and the other side was the back of the dress, and I cut a ever so slight angle to make it even, but also so that it would then be slightly shorter in the front than it would be in the back, before I got a whole bunch of pins and I did a rolled hem on all of the bottom of the dress. Due to the nature of the material I'm using, it rips really easily, plus I've done a wonky zip, so I'm going to just completely redo the straps in hopes that, because it's ripped along these bits, which is really annoying, but I need to redo them anyway because they're coming undone from the back, so I'm going to just redo them basically. But I think other than that I have a finished dress, which is pretty exciting, and it will probably cut to me. I will probably do the straps off camera, so cut to me as Carrie.